Story time about how I got into teachers training after completion of my senior high school. So back at senior high school, I was a science student. I read science for 4 years. I'm a product of the 4 year batch. So I read science. And then after completion, even though I read science, I had this urge to become a journalist since my basic school days. But then at the science field, I was actually, or I am actually good. It's not like I can't pass my papers. I really do. And let's say I was one of the best science students where we used to go for these STMIE, that is Science, Technical, Mathematics, Innovation, and Education programs. Now they've changed it to STEM. So those days we used to attend these STMIE programs, summer 2012, 2013, thereabouts. So after completion, I told my mom I would like to read journalism, and so the only school that came into my mind back then was GIE, Ghana Institute of Journalism. And do you know what? Let me say, fortunately for me, I sat for an exam before completion, and I had a 70% scholarship into one of these private universities. It's located in Takrady. So I was just using that as a yardstick. That once I'm done, I'm just going to tell my mom, hey, I wrote this, I got this scholarship, so let's go. For 3 consecutive years, I was trying to convince my mom that, hey, mom, I just want to read journalism, please. My mom wasn't ready. It's not like she didn't have money to take me through my education. She just wasn't ready for me to read journalism. And these were her reasons. I know somebody out there is facing the same thing, and so I decided to bring the story time so that probably, just probably, you might also have a change of mind. So my mom wasn't ready to sponsor the Ghana Institute of Journalism course. She only said that if I am ready to venture into any of the tertiary institutions, universities out, so either teachers training or the nurses training, then she is ready to sponsor me hands down. These were her reasons. Number one, after graduation from the university, I wouldn't get a job. And each and every day when I go on my knees, or even when I have a reflect on my mom, I always say God should bless her wherever she is, because she has really helped me. She said she's not ready to sponsor me to the university, neither is she ready to sponsor me to read a journalism course. I had a mate back then who immediately after we completed, he went to read political science, and as we speak, he's still at home. He is still at home. And here I am, a teacher and still furthering my education. That's a double blessing. So fast forward, I think I went to one of the hospitals where I found my mate who I completed with. And she was, I think, doing a rotation, that's in one of the hospitals. And I was like, nah, I'm wasting my time, because in as much as I'm in the house, I was teaching in this private this private school where I was getting some small coins to get. So I thought I was on the top of the world and all of that, waiting for some miracle to happen so that my mom would change her mind, but she didn't. So fast forward, because I didn't want to go to the teacher's training, one particular year, after I saw my colleague or my mate at the hospital, I just went straight to my mom that, hey, I'm ready and I want to go to the teacher's training, so please give me money so that I purchase a phone. And she gave me the money. And you know what? Because I wasn't ready to attend the teacher's training, I just took one, one form. Unlike these days, the 2024, 2023, where if you purchase one voucher, it's eligible to 3 colleges. Back then, if you want, let's say, 3 colleges, you have to purchase for each voucher. So I just took one amount, like if it was 180 or so, I've forgotten, and I purchased the college. And unfortunately, should I say fortunately or unfortunately, when I bought the form, tell you what, I was number 28 on the list out of about, was it 300 or so people that they admitted. I was number 28. I was like, what? Hold on. I thought I'm buying this form so that at the end of the day, if I'm not admitted, I'll be able to use that and tell my mom, you see, this is the making of God. You see, they didn't admit me, so let's try the GIG. But then I bought the form and I was admitted, number 28 on the list. That's crazy, you know. So I had no option than to just prepare and go into college. When I went to college, something happened. So when I went to college, I met my junior. Back then, back at ACJs, I was the senior girls prefect. And you know, one thing about being a leader, if you're watching this video, listen and listen good. If you become a leader in any of the institutions, just do well not to bully people. Take bullying. I just hate people who bully. Just take bullying out of your calculation and it will take you far. I went to college and I met my junior. My junior was now my sports prefect but at college, and I always salute her. I always say this anytime I get the opportunity to speak to people. The way Sheila served me, the way and manner, the respect she gave to me, I salute her so much. Because you hear from once come down, and then Charlie, a mama, a kind of say, a president, a respect, you get it. She doesn't make me do anything like. Even I quite remember one day, no college and water issues. One day there wasn't water and we had to rush at dawn to get water. Seriously, on my way to get water with my colleagues, she just gave me a bucket of water to go and wash down. And this was my junior back at senior high. So imagine if I had stepped on her toes. Imagine the kind of beatings I would have gotten. But then we actually had people who got their revenge because back at the SHS they were wicked. So this time they were being punished mercilessly. You get it? So I went to the teachers training college. Even though I wasn't happy, I went to the teachers training college. And it's not like I'm not a good how do you call it, facilitator. When I'm facilitating, it's just nice. I'm not boasting, but then somebody say you don't love the profession, but you went because of employment. One, if you don't really have passion for the job, upper class cry, like you'll not be able to deliver well, you get it. In as much as I'm able to deliver, I still feel like it's a blessing. Because imagine if I had went to the university back then, even to read an educational course, I'll still be at home. And so please, if you're watching this video and you're having this same encounter, then this is the best time for you to change your mind, because teachers training, nurses training is actually one of the best decisions you can ever make as a senior high school leaver or somebody looking forward to attend any of the tertiary institutions. You know, one thing that most people think that when you venture into the teachers training college, that is it, you're stuck in the teachers training forever. Here's the catch, or here's the deal. You only get stuck into the teachers training forever when, after gaining employment, you decide to read more educational courses. The higher you read the educational courses, fine, your salary might go up and you might get promoted, but then you still be remained in the teaching field. But then let's say after the teachers training, you probably push in for a study leave. Now with the study leave, it should be related to education as well. So let's say if you're looking forward to read an IT course, then the IT should be related to education. Let's say BSc IT, because at the end of the day, the government is going to sponsor you throughout your 4-year stay on campus, and so you should be able to read an educational course. But then, since it is BSc, even though you still be employed at the end of the day as a teacher, you still have an upper hand to do other jobs outside the education field. You get it? BSc IT, you could, let's say, create software for organizations, institutions. Meanwhile, you're a teacher, so that's the upper hand you get. You get it? So, my dear subscribers, my dear family, the Lorty gang, the Team Lorty family, thank you very much. And I know some of you might be going through the same problem I went through, but then trust me, it was worth going through. Sometimes you just have to listen to your parents because they know best and better than we. Please, if you have questions, feel free to leave your questions or comments by the comment section, and I'll gladly respond to each and every one of you. This is just a part one of my story time. I'll bring more, so stay tuned and stay connected. Peace out.